My name is Sue Buckley. I suspect many people watching this or listening to me will know me, but I'm a psychologist, professor of psychology, and the director for science and research at Down Syndrome Education International, and have worked in this field for now some 50 years. So I'm just going to share some of the key messages about why I am supporting the Down Syndrome Bill and the work of the APPGDS and the work of the National Down Syndrome Policy Group. There are a few key messages, I think, which is really all that matters. The first one being, are we justified in asking people to recognise Down syndrome as a special group, that individuals with Down syndrome should be identified? And for me, that's a resounding yes. I've spent many years researching why having Down syndrome leads to delays. And that research now carried out with people all over the world who all have individuals, the best interests of individuals with Down syndrome at heart. The research that's gone on has led to us understanding a great deal more about why development is delayed, where specific processes start to get affected. And every time we've learned something and then turned that into intervention, knowing where to intervene and what sort of intervention, we see children progress a little bit further. And I perhaps should have started by saying, early on, I started early intervention services and then got into doing research in the University of Portsmouth. But those intervention services early on, we knew we needed to know more to help the children. So there's a huge research database around health and development, which shows that if you're born with this extra chromosome, you do have a specific profile of needs, and we should be addressing those. We have a lot of research. So the first thing is, I'm in no doubt, it's right to identify our loved ones, our children and adults with Down syndrome, as a group with specific needs. They should be identified at birth, there should be a register, and we know that their specific profile means targeted health services, targeted intervention and education will make a difference. What we know is lots of research about needs and ways to intervene. What we don't have is getting that research to practice. And I think it's a huge step forward to have a specific identified group, that the Down Syndrome Bill is going to strengthen hugely what the community and the APPGDS can achieve, and by taking that information to government and getting the government to endorse evidence-based guidelines. I understand that the bill at the moment is a framework. It's a framework enabling us to put together good evidence-based guidelines and to get both civil servants and the government to endorse them. We need to do that to get practitioners to take them seriously. Last point, I'm also hugely behind getting young people with Down syndrome to advocate for themselves, to get them to meet MPs, to get them to raise their own profile. And we've been slow in this country about getting our ambassadors to government and to MPs. So I'm hugely supportive of all those young people with Down syndrome who are leading on this and changing attitudes, educating our leaders and governors. And my final comment is we all need to work together. I've seen too many times Down syndrome organisations in this country and elsewhere fighting over, and it does nobody any good. They're not fighting in the interests of the young people we serve. So please, let's all work together, avoid pitfalls, and use this legislation to make the progress I'm sure it can lead to. So thank you for listening to me.